Welcome to the Big Sky Truck Fest. As Haymakers Diesel Performance and the Montana Pullers Association bring us the 300 feet of fun, it is time to go sled pulling. The very first class out tonight is going to be street stock gas, followed by super stock gas, then modified gas class, the work stock diesel, modified diesel, outlaw diesel, and we'll finish tonight with a 3.0 diesel class. No better place to be than right here, right now, as we roll into the Big Sky Truck Fest. Can't wait to watch all of the action on the 300 feet of fun in our sled pull competition, as well as the drag strip coming to life on Saturday morning. But before we get into tonight's sled pull, if you'd all please rise. If you're wearing a hat, uncover and join us for the singing of our national anthem. Big Sky Truck Fest. May God bless you, God bless Montana, and God bless the USA. It's time for the 300 feet of fun to come to life. We're opening things up tonight in our street stock gas class. Darren Schaefer will be the very first hook of the night in the Dodge W350 known as the Stripper. The Stripper is sponsored by Haymaker Performance and High Plains Brewing. So he's got nowhere near enough money invested to get the horsepower that he wants. Does not matter because it's a one-and-done deal. We'll see how he can hook for Darren Schaefer. Rolling into the very first hook of the night. Remember, first in class does a first right of refusal, whether they feel that the sled is set properly for that class. So that W350 sitting up on the start line. You see the red light there on the sled. Red flag is out on the track. Once they are ready to go, they'll change that red LED on the sled. It'll change over to green. The flag will go green, and that is the indication for Darren Schaefer to let that W350 eat as we start things off on the 300 feet of fun put together by the Montana Pullers Association and Haymakers Diesel Performance. They did a tremendous amount of work to level the field for everybody in that 300-foot pulling field for us tonight. Every one of the drivers wants that full pull on the floating finish line. Bigger the pull, the better the number, better opportunity you've got to get on Diesel TV later this evening, as we will be interviewing our winners per class at the conclusion of tonight's event, handing out the hardware, the trophies, the accolades. Give an opportunity for the drivers to thank the sponsors and the family for putting up with their shenanigans as we go into a Friday night of sled pull competition. Beautiful sunny downtown Acton, Montana. This is the Big Sky Truck Fest. My name is Scott Heaton with NHRDA. Diesel TV is rolling. We're broadcasting live across the world right now. Make sure your family, friends, and neighbors know they can watch you from their mobile device wherever they happen to be. Flagmen are in place. Sled is looking like the finishing touches are on. Remember, that is just a little bit over 30,000 pounds of dead weight sitting on the line. By the time that weight transfer box rolls all the way to the front down here at the finish line in, we're looking at around 70,000 pounds of synthetic weight due to the augering in of that dead pan underneath and the weight transfer box coming to the front of the sled. So the Montana Pullers Association bringing us Darren Schaefer here in this gas class. Green flags are up. Green light is on. So here comes Darren Schaefer, the first pole of the night. The truck lovingly known as the Stripper. Good start, good pull. Race coming off and all. Now we get that big transfer box sliding to the front, starting to power him down. We'll get the official distance here momentarily on the W350. The official distance on Darren Schaefer was 324 feet, 324.4. So 324 and 4 leads us out, and I'm sure Darren is going to be very happy with that number. Anytime the first leader in the class can get that full pull, especially on the floating finish line, they're most likely not going to turn that back. Did not have a whole lot of wheel speed or momentum coming down the track. That is just some sheer Dodge horsepower coming out of the Stripper in the Dodge W350. So leader in class right now is Darren Schaefer. The pullback crew gets the John Deere, dragging it back to the start line for our street stock diesel class. Darren Schaefer led us out at 324 feet 4 in the Haymaker Performance High Plains Brewing entry. Remember, if you're looking for a brew tonight, there is a beer trader here at the finish line end of the pulling field. The Napa Pavilion has got the beer garden, frozen daiquiris and margaritas, as well as ice cold adult beer and some water is available at the Napa Pavilion for tonight's beer garden and in the trailer. Nothing makes pulling better than an ice cold adult beverage. Get yours. Truly appreciative of Hot Shot Secret, the title sponsor for the chase for the championship here in 2024. Broadcasting on Diesel TV. You can always see the guys over at Hot Shot Secret. They've got a fantastic product. It'll make a difference in your world, so make sure you are taking advantage of it. The Haymaker Performance Street Stock Gas class. Sled is back. Hook number 2 is coming up. There are three hooks in this Street Stock Gas class. Next up is Wendell Walker and Old Ugly, the 83 Jimmy. So the GMC coming all the way from Wyoming. At least across the state line for Wendell Walker. Seeing his name on the run order list in 2 classes, running in street stock as well as super stock gas. Red flags are up. Red light is on the sled as they make that hook for Wendell Walker. 324 feet, 4 inches is currently the number to beat for Wendell Walker. Remember, it is a one and done deal. There is no qualifying. There's no practice. You've got to get everything right and hope and pray that you did your tune, you did your suspension, your air pressure, everything ready for that one opportunity to get down the 300 feet of fun. Try to collect the hardware and get yourself on Diesel TV at the conclusion of the night. So Wendell Walker, he's trying to make his way down track to go to the top of the leaderboard here in the street stock gas class. One of the fantastic sponsors of this weekend's event. Truly appreciative of all of the local folks as well as the national sponsors that get behind the NHRDA in the Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series and the Haymaker Diesel Performance Sled Pull Competition. Dark Side Diesel is your common specialist. Whether you're looking to get a built transmission, custom tuning, or performance engine upgrades, they can do it all. Follow them on Instagram at Darkside Diesel or check out their latest builds or shop on the website darkside-diesel.com. So 324 and change is the number as the roller does its job, giving everybody the same look at the racetrack, doing a tremendous job as the Montana Pullers Association. Every time one goes down, there will be track maintenance before the next. You can see how well synchronized they are. As soon as that pullback John Deere gets on track, then the roller makes its way out. Now and again, we might even see the grader to fill in if we've got somebody that augers in great big trenches. So far, the track is working nicely. You see how much effort and energy went into it to make sure that that thing was ready to go for the 300 feet of fun in the pulling competition tonight. As we had the very first one of Darren Schaefer in the stripper W350 go down the racetrack. Very, very little roost was thrown off. That means it is a tight and tacky track. At least now when we are in the lesser horsepower classes, as we go through the evening, we will be building in horsepower. It looks like the pullback is done. Green flags are up. Green light is on. So Wendell Walker, Old Ugly, the 83 GMC, walks it out to about 50 feet before he rolled into the throttle. Got that thing mashed up against the firewall. As he gets down towards the finish line and trying to hear full pull, and it will be 3:36 and 9. So 3:36.9 is going to go to the top of the leaderboard for Wendell Walker, who is going to be pulling in 2 classes. And it looks like by the numbers on the window, the passenger side window of the GMC, that will be the truck that he'll participate in both street stock and super stock gas classes. The new leader, Wendell Walker, here in street stock at 3:36.9. So Wendell with a very nice, successful pull to open up his night. Premier Alignment is your premier alignment and service company in Billings, established in November 23 with the goal of bringing top-notch service and products to Southeast Montana. Premier Alignment is proud partners with the industry leaders like MD Alignment and Hot Shot Secret, committed to providing the honest and reliable service you deserve. They save you time and money with the mobile truck alignment service because they come to you. Premier Alignment is the only authorized and trained MD alignment shop in Southeast Montana. Trust the best for your truck and alignment needs at Premier Alignment. LS Industries LLC has been servicing Yellowstone and the neighboring counties with top quality diesel engine repair and vehicle customization. From maintenance, in-house engine builds and fuel system to custom fabrication and suspension systems, they work with some of the top names in the industry to provide the highest level of satisfaction to get your truck back to work. Located in Shepherd, give them a call or send them a message on their Facebook page, LS Industries LLC. Big Sky Truck Fest and Gomer's U.S. Diesel Parts, been providing diesel parts to Montanans and beyond since 1938. Experts in diesel fuel injection, turbochargers, diesel engines, and performance parts. Their parts professionals have the knowledge and experience to handle just about any situation. So whether you're looking to build a 1,000 horsepower truck or you just simply need a turbo for your 2015 Dodge Cummins, Gomer's U.S. Diesel Parts has got you covered. Check them at usdieselparts.com. And the final hook of this street stock gas class is making the hook up there on the start line right now for Richard Walker. The Night Train Chevrolet the four-wheel drive 1 ton, sponsored by Mechanical Master and the family. Big block 454. And that floating finish line, he just about made the flagger turn and run. There's the first time the flaggers had to turn and run tonight. Like to see those guys work the beer belly. So that is going to be the best in class for Richard Walker. 413 feet, 0.17, 14.17 for our winner in the street stock gas class, Richard Walker. We started off with Darren Schaefer's 324, bumped it up to Wender Walker's 336. Now Richard Walker takes the big block Chevrolet 1 ton. The Mechanical Master ride goes out to 413.1 to take the class victory. Good on you to Richard Walker, the first winner of the weekend. As we transition from the street stock gas class to our super stock gas class. 5 hooks coming up in this class. There are 5, starting off with Wendell Walker. Old Ugly just posted a number of 336.09 in that street stock class as he's trying to get onto the leaderboard and in the winner's circle here as we transition into our super stock gas class. Hot Shot Secret is giving away free samples of their fuel additive everyday diesel treatment this weekend while supplies last. Stop by the Hot Shot Secret booth and make sure you get yours today. Each sample treats 100 gallons of diesel fuel and is guaranteed to increase horsepower, improve fuel economy, and increase your fuel's lubricity for that extra protection. Head to the Hot Shot Secret booth and get your free sample of the everyday diesel treatment before they run out. Hot Shot Secret is powered by science, some of the best stuff in the world, trusted by thousands. Diesel Extreme is a complete 6-in-1 fuel additive that cleans and protects your injectors while boosting your fuel's cetane by 7 points to give you that extra horsepower, torque, and fuel economy that we all want. Top quality product with proven results. Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme. Available nationwide at O'Reilly Auto Parts, AutoZone, Tractor Supply, Amazon, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Super Stock Gas. The very first hook of the Super Stock Class is hooking to that roughly 30,000 pounds of dead weight on the sled for Wendell Walker. We just saw Old Ugly in the previous class, now the 83 GMC. He knows that he needs find a little bit more off of the start. Was a little bit lagging, therefore did not have the wheel speed and the momentum at half track as that weight transfer box started to come to the front of the sled. Truly appreciative of the folks at Montana Pullers Association and Haymakers Diesel Performance, giving us the quality family entertainment. That's looking a whole lot like my mother-in-law trying to get out of her chair. A little hop, a little skip, a little jump, back into the loud pedal. Getting down towards the end of the racetrack, and he's trying to do better than he did the last time at 336.09 in the previous class. Super Stock Gas, red flag comes up. So he went 336 feet in his very first hook of the night in the street stock class. Now here in super stock, he has went 362.91. So about 30 feet of improvement that time from Wendell Walker. Will it be able to hold on? And again, he is first in class, so he has first right of refusal, thinking if he likes the way the sled was set for this super stock gas class. The gearing and the weight transfer, how fast it comes to the front as we go from the lower to the more extreme horsepower classes. They will be making those adjustments. So 362.91 for All Ugly is current leader here in our super stock gas class. Remember, tonight's event is being broadcast on Diesel TV, the premier motorsport channel that you can have your family and friends and neighbors tune in to watch the sled pulls tonight. Just let them know that it's dieseltv.com. Tomorrow for our Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series. Give you a little bit more information on the drag racing as we go through this evening. Kelly Ronning from Red Lodge is getting ready to load up on the start line in the Chevy Silverado. 540 cubic inch purpose-built pulling motor. Is it's going to hook to the sled, trying to be better than our current leader, Wendell Walker's 362-foot yank. Racetrack is holding up very, very well due to the prowess of the Montana Polaris Association that put the racetrack together. That 300-foot of pulling field holding up very nicely. You can see everybody trying to hit that center mark. Nobody's having to steer out of it because they're doing such a tremendous job of putting it together earlier today. That keeps it in shape, puller after puller here on Friday night. So Kelly Ronning, Red Lodge, Chevy Silverado. This is the super stock gas class. Grains abound on the flags and the LEDs. So Kelly trying to do better than 362.9. Much better start. Right, and hit the wheel hop, and that is going to drag into a stop at 278.45, so the 278.45. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Having that suspension right, having the tire pressure right. It was very costly there for Kelly Ronning as this thing started to hop out there. At about 250 feet, he was able to muscle through for another 28 after that, but got out of the throttle before he started tearing up drivetrain. Very easy to rip and ruin drive shafts and U-joints, scatter rear ends. So he did the right thing. Instead of trying to drive through it, got out of it. Very, very helpful to keep those parts intact with only 278 feet, 0.45. So that is going to put him number 2 on the leaderboard right now here in our super stock gas class. Leader is still Wendell Walker, found another 30 feet after his initial pull in street stock as we've rolled into super stock. Puller number 3 in the class. Coming up is Richard Walker. There are 5 hooks in this class. The Night Train Chevrolet coming up next, sponsored by Mechanical Master and the family. Special thank you to his wife for Richard Walker as he gets the Night Train entry ready to roll and hook to the sled. So Richard Walker and Night Train. Night Train. He lost out on traction. 240.29, 240.29 is the official distance for Richard Walker. So not what he was looking for either, as the sled is starting to win. After giving up a whole bunch of full pull pluses on that floating finish line, now the sled is starting to battle back, keeping the last 2 hooks from getting even anywhere close to that 300-foot mark. 60 feet short was Richard Walker in the Night Train Chevrolet. So the K30, 1-ton 4-wheel drive Chevrolet off hooking. Disappointment for Richard Walker, 240.2. Window Walker, he's still happy after not having the performance he would have liked to have had in the straight stock class, ending on the number 2 spot with Richard Walker taking the victory in street stock. Window Walker now trying to hold on to it as we have 2 hooks left in the class, with Window Walker currently holding the lead. Another one of our Wyoming drivers, David Wood from Cody, in the GMC with a small block LS motor. So David Wood and Rip, the RIP GMC, knows that the number to beat is 362.9. If he wants to get into the winner's circle, we will be interviewing winners, each class winner. After the 3.0 class, that concludes the polls for this evening. Seven classes of pullers coming our way tonight. David Wood is now making the hook here in midway through the super stock gas class. Greens abound with flags and LEDs. You can see the back of that thing is sucked down already. Rolling into the loud pedal, momentum, real speed. Get out of it. 2:26.07. I like his sign. I like his flag. Makes me happy to see stuff like that. So David Wood, 226.07. Not going to be good enough to get him into the top spot. So David, a little bit disappointed. Not sure if the racetrack is going away on the start line end. There should not have been any kind of changes made to the sled, whether that be gearing or weight. Didn't see him add any slugs. So the 226.07, well shy of our leader, Wendell Walker's 362.9. Not quite certain what has transpired, but we went from 400-foot hooks down to 250-foot hooks in a hurry. See if our next one in class, the last one to go here in Superstock Gas, and Eric Mann, the White Lightning GMC. Another one of the guys that made their way over from Wyoming in the 3/4-ton GMC White Lightning. Number to beat, 362.9. Last one in class before we go to our modified gas class. There are 3 hooks in modified gas, followed by the work stock diesels. Then we'll go to modified diesel, outlaw diesel, and the 3.0 diesel class to conclude the night. So it comes down to the last in class. Here in our super stock gas class. Green flag is up, green light is on. Eric Mann. Conservative to start and then rolls into it. Best roost we've seen so far. Goes 260.4. 260.4 for Eric Mann. That means Wendell Walker with the only one in the class that went with a full pull plus 362.9 is going to be our winner for Wendell Walker and Old Ugly. So Wendell secures a second place finish in street stock and then comes back and wins the super stock gas class. So just getting word from race control. I was wondering why we went from 362 feet to nobody barely getting over 260 feet. It's 100 foot of difference. There was a sled adjustment made. So Wendell Walker will be re-hooking. So Wendell will be making a re-hook in Old Ugly He let us out, but they did make a sled change after his hook. So maybe he did. I did not get word from race control, so most likely what happened was Wendell said, hey, that's not right, that's not set. And being an honest competitor, he did want that sled change made. He didn't feel that he should have went 362, so they made that sled change. Whether that was a gear change, had to have been. I didn't see a slug added. So Wendell will be coming back out. That actually means, let's take a look. So the 278.45 would be our leader right now of Kelly Ronning. So Kelly from Red Lodge in the Chevy Silverado with a 540 cubic inch motor is the current leader. My apologies for not hearing that radio call and giving you guys that pertinent information. For those of you that are in the grandstands and watching on Diesel TV, there was a reset of the sled after Wendell Walker's initial hit. Most likely the driver said, no, this isn't the way this should be pulling for this class. So right now, Kelly Ronning, 278.4, is the lead with Wendell Walker. He went from second place in that prior street stock gas class to what I thought was the leader in super stock gas. Sled change made. That means he goes to the tail end of the field for his hook. Kelly Ronning, the leader. See if he can put together one here to go better than 278.45. So Wendell already making a change as he went down center, then steered right. And that was going to be costly. Being honest is going to cost him as well. So the sled went from being uber easy to ultra hard. He yanked at 362 and said, nah, that shouldn't be the way the sled's set for our class. Then ended at 207.93. So that is going to make Kelly Ronning. Ronning is going to be the winner in the Superstock gas class at 278.45. So Kelly Ronning rolls up to make a hook in the Silverado. Just went 278.45 in the Superstock gas class to take the victory. As we roll now into the modified gas class. Andy Comer was scheduled to be the initial hook in the class. to a 377.71. Now we'll wait to hear from race control if that is going to be a good hook or not. I think they might have made another change because we went from barely getting 270 to back out to 370. So we'll kind of keep an eye on Kelly Ronning to see if he is going to be good with that, or if the sled guys are going to like that as well, or the folks from Montana Pullers Association. Kind of looks like things went back to where they were during that initial class this evening in the stock class. So here in our modified gas class, currently Kelly Ronning, who just won the prior class, is leading at 377.7. Still waiting to hear from race control if the sled set was proper for Kelly Ronning. Looks like he's going to have a little bit of help from his friends as that thing is not moving there at the shutdown end of the 300 feet of fun. So Ronning, he won the prior class at 278.45. Turned right around and made the first hook of the modified gas and went 377.7. I've got a feeling that he's going to experience exactly what Mr. Walker experienced in the prior class, an adjustment or a change to the gearing on the sled. Kind of keeping an eyeball down there right now. If you're watching on Diesel TV, they've got it set where you can see the sled right now to see if they make any adjustments externally on the sled for the next hook. In class should be Mike Cannell in the resurrected Ford 1-ton. Seeing a little bit of activity there on Diesel TV at the start line on the sled. I would not be surprised if there is some kind of adjustment made. And it does look like Kelly was pulled off by one of his friends. So hopefully that thing is not hurt too bad that he could not come back out and make that rehook if necessary. Still waiting to see if Andy Colbert from Huntley is going to make the field in the Never Enough. He was originally scheduled to be the first in class here in modified gas. Looks like the roller has been instructed to make another roll down. All right, so there was a sled adjustment made here in modified gas. So Kelly Ronning, providing he is mechanically sound, will get another shot at it. Next up is going to be Andy Colbert from Huntley in the Never Enough 3/4 ton Ford that was new on a showroom floor in 82, sponsored by TK Fabrication and Welding. 560 cubic inch block, producing a claimed 1,250 horsepower for Andy Colbert. So the Never Enough Ford will be the first hook on that gear adjustment that is made for the pull sled. So Andy Colbert, who was originally scheduled to be the first hook here in the modified gas class, is going to make his hook after that sled adjustment. You see his pit crew doing work in the Never Enough Ford, making sure everything is tuned in, turned in, as he'll make that hook and try to get down track. So that number that we had posted is a throwaway number for Kelly Ronning. Disregard the 377 on the scoreboard. Starting fresh with Andy Colbert. Well, the adjustment that was made a class ago in Superstock went from way past 300 to way short of 280. So let's see if they can get that gearing dialed in this time. I do see green LEDs on the sled, still red flags on the track. That means the sled is ready. But they got to make sure that everybody is safe and in a good spot to turn it loose for Andy Colbert. The two-tone Ford. See, the sled operator here on Diesel TV is out, making sure that that hook is proper to the back of the Never Enough Ford. Now likes what he sees, gets back in the seat. Green flags go up simultaneously. So Andy Colbert trying to post a good number. That claimed 1,250 horsepower. To chop the throttle of his own volition because he was running out of time, room, and real estate. Well, they did make an adjustment to the sled, but will we see another adjustment because he just ran that bugger out the back door at 446.8. Tremendous run. He had more wheel speed, momentum, seemingly more horsepower than anybody else so far down the 300 feet of fun. We'll monitor race control and see if there's any word on sled setting. It's going to be very, very obvious if the sled was set right if we get back around to Kelly Ronning. And if Kelly is held up short, we'll know that maybe there's just a difference in horsepower, suspension, and traction setup for Andy Colbert. who yanked the Never Enough Ford out there to the biggest pull so far at 446.8. Race Control is currently checking for me on Andy Kober's run. If it was just simply due to the fact that he had the better package than anybody else so far, or if there will be a sled adjustment that was made that wasn't enough for the Never Enough. Because the number to beat right now went from 377 now to 446. I'm going to take a swing at it and say that that hook is not what the class wants for the sled. Typically, you never see Kohler back the distance from the finish line to the start line. Typically, they make their way off and back around, I would assume. And Race Control just confirmed my suspicions that the sled adjustment has been made. It looks like maybe they went the wrong direction. I would guess that there was just a little bit of a snafu when they went from 377 to make that a little bit harder, and it went easier. So Andy Kober is going to immediately roll back to the start line in the Never Enough Ford. See if the sled configuration is right this time around. So Andy Kober not really worried about the motor getting hot on that initial pass of 446 feet. scratch that away as they're trying to get this sled dialed in here in our modified gas class. Green light, green flag, and here comes the never enough Ford. Colbert. Sled just ain't got enough for him. Yank that thing. 4:44.94. So is that just because that Ford produces a bunch of horsepower? Or is it due to the fact the sled isn't quite right yet for class? We'll monitor race control and see if they make another adjustment or let her ride. So Andy Kober has pulled back into the hot pit area. The Napa Pavilion houses the beer garden here on the drag strip side of the racetrack. Concession stand is open. The beer garden is open. Frozen daiquiris and margaritas. Ice cold adult beverages available. There is also a beer trader on the sled pull side of the racetrack. Get you fueled up, fired up, pumped up, charged up, ready for sled pulls on Friday night. And the Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series all day long tomorrow. Chase for the championship rolls through Acton, Montana at the Yellowstone Drag Strip. Super cool to be back here at the Yellowstone Drag Strip for this year's event. Mike Cannell coming up in the resurrected one-ton Ford. Montana Overhead Door is a sponsor of the resurrected entry for Mike. I believe currently the number to beat is 4:44.94. Mike Quinnell, Resurrected Ford. Currently, the number posted on the scoreboard is 444.94. Was it the fact that Andy Kober just got a better package than everybody else? Was it the sled? Mike is going to kind of prove that out for us in the 1-ton F350 as the Blue Oval gets ready to yank it and yard it, trying to match the 3/4 ton of Andy Kober. You can see how light that is for those live views as well as the ones on Diesel TV. Just a bump of the throttle. You watch that rear end as it goes reversing back to the sled, try to come off with the ground. Very, very heavy there in the front for the Resurrected, the additional weight. Green flag is up. Number to beat Andy Kober to 444.94. Never enough, but the Resurrected Ford is coming. So Mike has to jump the throttle. At 271.61. So Mike's 271.61. I just can't believe that we won't see Andy Kober maybe make a third hit, making making everything I said at the start of the evening a little bit off when I was telling you it was a one and done deal. The only chance you get is being first in class or getting a goal for the 75-foot mark. So now we'll have to see what we do with Andy Kober. So the 444.94 will stand, or if he'll come back, because this is more representative of what we saw there in the Superstock gas class. Once they made that adjustment, everybody was being shy, just shy by 30, 40 feet on the full pull. So Mike's 271.6. We'll look what race control is going to do, because we should have Kelly Ronning. Ronning, too, should get another hook, providing his machine is operable. Remember, there at the end of his pull, he did have to have help back into the pit area. Hopefully nothing tragic or dramatic happened to drivetrain or motor, so he can continue the pulling, because he would obviously get another chance at the hook, as the sled went from 377 to 446, then to 444, and now down to 271. So obviously they're trying to get that gearing right here in this modified gas class. So it looks like Andy Kober's 444.9 is going to be enough for the Never Enough. Will be the winner in class here in the modified gas. We'll move on now to Work Stock Diesel. There are two hooks coming up in Work Stock Diesel. So Dylan Martin, another one of our Wyoming pullers in his W250. And he's got a sense of humor as he posted an unbelievable number in the horsepower section of his bio sheet. So Dylan Martin making his hook in the Dodge W250 as we move in now to our Work Stock Diesel class. There are two here in the Work Stock Diesel class. Our two biggest classes are yet to go. Will be Modified Diesel, followed by Outlaw Diesel, and then the 3.0 Diesel class. So the gassers are done. We're going to roll a little coal, blow a little black smoke on a Friday night. As the Work Stock Diesel class, Dylan Martin will be battling with Seth Christensen. Park City, Montana is the home for Old Blue coming up next. But first, Dylan Martin blowing smoke. Seth is going to win. So the 2:14.59 leads us out for Dylan Martin. So that sled is a whole lot like some of the girls I dated in college. Either they give it all up or they won't give nothing up. Beer Garden is open. Down in the Napa Pavilion, Beer Garden has got ice cold adult beverages that include frozen daiquiris and margaritas. Beer Trainer is open. Immediately following tonight's activities on the 300 feet of fun, the Napa Pavilion Beer Garden, they're going to light a fire. Great big bonfire. There is nothing better than standing in a wheat field on a Friday night after watching horsepower and breathing exhaust fumes than sucking down a bunch of adult beverages standing around a fire. Just don't fall in it, please. So Dylan Martin leads us at 2:14 and 5 with Seth Christensen coming up from Park City. That's Old Blue, the 5.9 liter venerable diesel pump and pusher. You're going to hear a lot of that over the course of tomorrow. Things that did not come with the 5.9 that do have the 5.9 in them when we go to that Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series, part of the NHRDA Chase for the Championship in 24. It should be a great day of drag racing tomorrow as we've got green flag up on Old Blue and Seth Christensen. Christensen Red Angus sponsoring Seth. Blowing smoke, rolling coal. Wing transfer box all the way to the front, but I believe he's going to drive around Dylan Martin. Chops the throttle. 266.12. The 266 and 12 for Seth. And Old Blue is going to be the best in class here in our work stock diesel. So it looks like the 266.12 of Seth Christensen and Old Blue will be the winner in the work stock diesel class. Next up is going to be modified diesel. Modified diesels are coming up. Seth Christensen, who just finished out in that work stock, looks like he'll be leading us out in modified diesel unless he talks to the officials and they have made an arrangement for him to go a little bit deeper in the field due to the fact that he just finished his pole in the work stock diesel class as we transfer now to modified diesel. So Seth Christensen, who just won the work stock diesel class, I am told is going to lead us out here in modified. So Old Blue will be coming right back. The guy from Park City in Old Blue, the Dodge, sponsored by Christensen and Red Angus, just pulled. So Seth just went 266.12 for the win in work stock. Now coming out in modified diesel. Six hooks here in modified diesel. Soul Blue and Seth Christensen are making their hook. Tonight's quality family entertainment at the NHRDA Chase for the Championship, brought to us in part by Haymakers Diesel Performance for the sled pull competition. U.S. Diesel Parts, LS Industries, Dark Side Diesel, and the fantastic folks at Premier Alignment. Local businesses that are wanting to make sure that fantastic motorsport events come here to the Yellowstone Drag Strip. Yellowstone's got a full schedule of activities. You want to make sure check their website. Post that information on your refrigerator so the family can remind you that it's time to go to the drag strip, Yellowstone Drag Strip, the best in Montana, and you guys get it right here. You can come out and check all of the great action over the course of the drag strip accessible months here in Montana. So Seth Christensen from Park City, Old Blue, just one work stock diesel now, trying to make a run at it here in the modified diesel class. Seth just went to 66.12, now at 232.28. All right, so the sled goes back for Seth Christensen at 232.28, and there's currently a bunny rabbit out here in the right lane of the drag strip looking to go fast, all hopped up on Mountain Dew and Skittles. I'll give the first kid that catch that rabbit $7. Kyle Fisher, I got $7. You catch that rabbit. He's right over there past the start light. Left lane now. Actually, David Anderson just said that he's got a C note, a crisp $100 bill if you catch that rabbit. What do we need to start getting a little bit of a bump the money up, see if you go get it? Catch the rabbit, kid. Don't just wave at me and tell me to go catch that rabbit. $7. Mom and Dad are like, no, we don't need no stinking rabbit. All right, so Seth Christensen is currently leading us, 232 and change. Hayden Johnson from Belt in his 3/4 ton Dodge. A claimed 700 horsepower here in modified diesel. I had a taker. He's trying to catch that rabbit. Kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit. Oh, fenced in. Go, rabbit, go. $7 will cut into my eating money. All right, at some point I'm going to have to call you up because then it's just animal cruelty. Thanks for trying, though. Poor rabbit. I feel bad now. Hayden Johnson. Come on, Hayden, let her roll. See if you can beat that sled. The sled's starting to take it where it wanted. Now the sled's starting to win, and we're getting close to a full pull that time for Hayden. 274.62. Not too shabby. So that will be the new leader here in this modified diesel class. Hayden Johnson's 274.6 goes to the top of the leaderboard. So it looks as if things are starting to shake out there on the sled after they had a little bit of inconsistency there. A few pulls back, now it's starting to smooth out, getting a little bit more in line with what you would anticipate here in the modified diesel class. Next up will be the Outlaw diesel class, which is the biggest class of the night. Hayden Johnson was number 2 of 6 here in the modified class. He is the current leader with the number to beat at 274.62. Girls get dirty too. Caitlin McKenzie is coming up. The 1-ton Ford, sponsored by Diesel Extreme. Caitlin drives the Clydesdale. From right here in Billings, getting her chance at the racetrack here momentarily, trying to put the boots to the boys. So Caitlin McKenzie, the number beat is 274.6. As I said, looks like the sled and everything with the adjustments has smoothed out. So now let's see what Caitlin McKenzie can get in the Clydesdale. The old flatbed trying to run to the front of the field. Claimed horsepower of 450. So Caitlin goes 257.3. Not going to be enough to take over the spot by Hayden Johnson. So Caitlin and the Diesel Extreme Ford, the Clydesdale, currently sitting number 2 on the leaderboard at 257.3. As Daniel the Flagger has turned racer, helping her get backed up, unhooked, and driven away. As the pullback team goes to work on getting the sled back to the start line, Hayden Johnson still the leader here in our modified diesel class. Michael Mayer in the Betty White. Coming up next, I like a sense of humor. The 5.9 Cummins motor in the Dodge, the 1-ton, named Betty White. See if this particular truck can be successful as Betty White was. T&K Truck Company sponsoring the Betty White and Michael Mayer. So Michael Mayer trying to get around the Dodge of Hayden Johnson. Old Betty White making the hook. Pulls tight on the connecting chain. Greens abound. Spooling up. Michael. I think he went a little early. He was able to catch it. I didn't think he'd spool it falling out. Before they let it eat, but he's going to have a good one going. Hayden Johnson may not have the lead after Michael's hook. 324.93 gives Betty White and Michael Mayer the lead. So 324.93 as we get to the tail end of the field here in modified diesel. So Michael Mayer has gone to the top of the leaderboard in modified diesel. Now the number to beat, 324.9. And I believe there are two hooks left to go. Merle Beckler and Dalton Herden will have an opportunity coming up. So Michael Mayer is leading us now. So a Dodge known as Betty White, driven by Michael Mayer, is the leader at 324.9. Merle Beckler is coming up next in a truck called the Flying Squirrel. 1-ton Dodge, sponsored by Millennium Construction, Inland Truck Parts, T&E, Town & Country, Beyond the Box, Payovic Drywall, American Concrete, Ratco, and S&P. So the driver from Billings, Montana, Merle Beckler. I'm just guessing by looking at the windscreen in the front of that Dodge for the Flying Squirrel that he will be pulling in modified diesel, Outlaw diesel, and the 3.0 class. I'm not seeing his name in the 3.0, but maybe, just maybe, we'll see him 3 times. So the 265.71 foot pull for Merle is not going to get around Betty White. So the Flying Squirrel will have to have another attempt when they get to the next class. This is modified diesel. Outlaw diesel class is coming up. So Merle currently top 3 in class. And what looks to be the last hook in the class for modified diesel should be Dalton Herndon. Lewistown, Montana, in the rank 6.0, 3/4 ton Ford with that 6 liter, the Redemption Diesel sponsored rank 6.0. So right now it's been all Mopar in this class with the biggest pulls. Now the Ford in the rank 6.0 going to try to prove that 6.0 wasn't a boat anchor after all compared to the 5.9 liter Dodges. So Dalton Herndon gonna spool up that 6 liter Ford, try to drive around the 5.9 Cummins of Michael Mayer and Betty White. Wheel speed's good. Momentum's good. It's shy of 3 mils. So the 248.66 is not going to get it done for Dalton. So Michael Meyer and Betty White going to be the winner in this modified diesel class. Good on you, told Betty White. So Michael Meyer and Betty White is going to rehook. Evidently, there was something wrong. I don't know if I want to phrase it that way or put it that way. They're going to rehook Michael Meyer due to the fact that his pull was so much better than everybody else's, and they believe there was something that was not set correctly on the sled. So they will make that adjustment, and they will get him back to his hook. So Betty White is not the winner at this point. I believe our leader would still be Hayden Johnson at a 274.62. So here comes a dramatic difference in what the sled did there and that. So there was sled malfunction. All right, so what I had said was 100% wrong. Michael Meyer went 324.9. That is true, but the sled was not correct. So he rehooked. He did not win. He went 245.48. So that would mean Hayden Johnson in his Dodge, who pulled 274.62 here in this modified diesel class, will be the winner. So we've now changed class into our Outlaw Diesel category. Donald Philippi is going to lead us out. The 3/4 ton Dodge claimed 500 horse coming out of the Cummins motor, as we have changed into the next class now of our Outlaw Diesel, which is the biggest class of the evening. As the red flag goes up. 290.28 will be the official distance for Donald to lead us out. But remember, first in class, first right of refusal on the set of the sled. But I don't think they ought to mess with that thing much now. We seemingly have it running to where it is fairly consistent for all pullers. Here as we go through the Outlaw Diesel class. So it sounds as if Donald Philippi did not like the set of the sled. As I told you before we started hooks tonight, first in class has first right of refusal on the set of the sled for class. All right, so Donald Philippi, it sounds as if we're going to put him on hold because he was the first to go. They're going to make a change to the sled. Caitlin McKenzie, the Clydesdale Ford 1 ton, the Diesel Extreme, sponsored Ford from Billings, Montana, is Caitlin. She had a decent run in the prior class, now trying to get a little bit better as we start off in this Outlaw Diesel category. 8 trucks in the field, the biggest class of the night. Caitlin looking to put the boots to the boys. As we get ready for Caitlin McKenzie to hook, like to say hey to my old friend Wes Strom. He was a absolutely magical photographer that used to participate in the NHRDA. Understand he is watching on Diesel TV. best photographer I've ever known because he was actually the only picture. He took the only picture that ever made me not look like an abject moron. So thanks for that, Wes. It's my profile picture for most everything in life is the photo that you took of me. I believe it was at Texas Motorplex many, many years ago. Wishing you all of the best. And sure do miss you, my friend. So Caitlin McKenzie, girls get dirty too, and Caitlin's going to drug down shot. 256.49. That time down track for Caitlin. The Diesel Extreme Ford called the Clydesdale. And she is going to be the leader on the board right now after Donald Philippi and his 290.28 rejected the hook. At least the information I got from race control was saying that they figured that he would be a re-hook. That would mean he would go to the tail end of the field here in the Outlaw Diesel class. After the Outlaw Diesel, we roll into the 3.0 Diesel class. There are 5 hooks in the 3.0. 3.0 is indicative of the inlet size of the turbo. There's a 2.5 and a 3.0 class at the NHRDA, but we only have enough to fill a 3.0 tonight. That was a little bit odd looking by the blade on the pullback for the sled. Almost looked like the rear end of the sled was locked up there momentarily, but it looks like the blade did get it broke free and they'll drag it back to the start line. So Caitlin sits atop the leaderboard right now with Garrett. All right, so our presumed leader right now is Caitlin McKenzie at a 256.49. Garrett Mollick is coming up next, the 1-ton Dodge, 6.7 liter GH Diesel LS Industrial, and Baylock Excavating is the sponsor for Garrett from Melstone. As the 1-ton Dodge trying to drive around the 256.49 of Caitlin McKenzie. Bonfire is roaring, and the fire will stay fired until you guys are done playing with fire and drinking beer. So down here at the Napa Pavilion Beer Garden, they do have the fire going. Beer garden is open, beer trader is selling. Look at the weight transfer comes forward, and it looks like we might have a full pull. The first possible full pull of the night. A 330.91 Garrett with a full pull. Ice cold beers, frozen margaritas and daiquiris. And a frozen margarita sounds really good. You know what goes well with a frozen margarita? a hamburger from the concession stand. So Garrett Baylock in the GH Diesel, LS Industrial, and Baylock Excavating Mopar is the leader here in Outlaw Diesel. The third hook, and he goes to the top of the board with a full pull plus. Haymakers Diesel Performance bringing a sled pull on Friday night of the Big Sky Truck Fest. Haymakers Diesel Performance doing a tremendous job with the Montana Pullers Association. They've worked through the bugs and now they seemingly have it right as we get towards the tail end of the evening of sled pulls. Remember, the Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series comes to life tomorrow morning. Check the website at NHRDA.com for more information. Love to have everybody come out and enjoy some fantastic diesel drag racing from the sportsman all the way through the pro show coming up right here tomorrow at the Yellowstone Drag Strip. So Garrett Baylock is the leader. Bill Hahn in the 01 Ford, the 1-ton from Shepherd, is making the hook. He's got to go better than 330.91 if he wants to get to the top of the leaderboard here in our Outlaw Diesel class. I believe there are 10 hooks left this evening total between this class and the 3-0 that will finish us out. Green flags are up. Green light is on. 330.9 is the number. Come on, Billy Hahn. Shake and rattle. Looks like my mother-in-law's belly when she walks. 255.05. So Riley DeVries from Roberts in the Silver Bullet. The 5.9 Cummins Haymaker Performance sponsored Silver Bullet. The 3/4 ton Dodge claimed 450 horsepower. Haymaker Performance, not only a sponsor of Riley and the Silver Bullet, but a sponsor of the sled pull competition here at the Yellowstone Drag Strip. Part of the Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series and the NHRDA Big Sky Truck Fest that is happening here at the Yellowstone Drag Strip this weekend. Beer garden is open, bonfire is roaring, beer trader is open, concession stand is open. The hot chicks of the NHRDA are hanging out. They've got some brand new swag. As it gets a little chilly, get yourself an NHRDA hoodie. Merchandise stand for the track is open. Vendors are open. Get your free stuff from Hot Shot Secret because they're powered by science. Great to have everybody coming out and enjoying Friday night at the Yellowstone Drag Strip. Check their website. They have events all summer long. Keep you guys out here enjoying family quality entertainment. That's not a good thing. 244.65 for Riley. But I was watching there. Maybe we'll get a replay on Diesel TV. It looks like we may have broken that left front. Yeah, it's not looking good for Riley. As they came up to the tail end of that run, it did not look like the front end was pulling at all, and then all of a sudden it did on the right front. But it looks like we have broken something on that left front of Riley DeVries. So most likely going to have some help from the recovery crew. Those of you that are in the pit area of the pulling field can see the extraordinary amount of damage on the... Well, it actually looks like the right front may have got some problems too. I see what looks to be like a drag link that has got a great big wow in it. And it looks like there is a tie rod with a whole bunch of shiny surface. That's not good. And the more he tries to mess with it, the more damage he's doing. Those of you at the finish line end can actually see that thing start to bend even more. Start to look like a sway back horse. I think that needs to leave here in reverse so he does not absolutely fold that thing underneath the truck. Serious amount of damage for Riley. So the tie rod has been absolutely folded up. tie rod ends looking to be damaged as well, but it is that tie rod that is dramatically horseshoed. So the recovery crew going to have to come and help unless he can get that thing into reverse and back his way out of there. Most likely have to move everything down the start line and to be able to get him through. Looks like a wrecker is coming now. So maybe you get a little bit of help from his friends with the tow truck that is coming down track. As Riley DeVries tore that thing up right as it finished out. And Riley getting a clap on the back from the boys, providing the first metal carnage of the weekend. So as the recovery crew provides some assistance to young Riley DeVries, tomorrow, Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series, the best of the best the last couple of years in our sportsman and super diesel category will be here. Defending, reigning national and world champion Robin Ridgway, current points leader Lane Wright, and the ever-present and always competitive Robbie Bowermaster in sportsman and super diesel. We also have some hitters in the pro classes like hot rod semi drivers Mario Minetti and Gord Cooper, the Beast and Smoking Guns. They both hold one end of the world record. I believe Gord has got the ET, Mario's got mile per hour, and they will be here hitting it all day tomorrow through qualifying and eliminators and looking for the Hot Shot Secret Winner's Circle. So a tremendous day of the Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series coming to us right here tomorrow at the Yellowstone Drag Strip. So Riley and his broken silver bullet get a little bit of help off of the racetrack so we can continue on here with our Outlaw Diesel class. Gomer's U.S. Diesel Parts have been providing diesel parts to Montanans and beyond since 1938. Experts in diesel fuel injection turbochargers, diesel engines, and performance parts. Their parts professionals have the knowledge and experience to handle just about any situation. So whether you're looking to build a 1,000 horsepower truck or you just simply need a turbo for your 2015 Dodge Cummins, Gomer's U.S. Diesel Parts has got you covered. Check them out at usdieselparts.com. LS Industries LLC has been servicing Yellowstone and the neighboring counties for top quality diesel engine repair and vehicle customization, from maintenance, in-house engine builds, and fuel systems to custom fabrication and suspension systems. They work with some of the top names in the industry to provide the highest level of satisfaction to get your truck back to work. Located in Shepherd, call them or send a message on their Facebook page, LS Industries LLC. Dark Side Diesel is your Cummins specialist. Whether you're looking to get a built transmission, custom tuning, or performance engine upgrades, they can do it all. Follow them on Instagram at Darkside Diesel or check out their latest builds. Shop their website at darkside-diesel.com. So as we can see on Diesel TV and here live out on the pulling field, Riley's ride has got lots of troubles. I'm not sure if he just wasn't in neutral or what, but the rear end was bouncing and hopping and skipping like my mother-in-law's belly when she walks. The front end is all busted up. Front tires are all googly-eyed like my older brother. So it looks like we're trying to get back down to it. As Riley DeVries went 244.65. The leader's Garrett Bullock, 330.91. Believe the next one to go is Tim McKenzie, 2012. So T-Mac in the 12 Dodge, sponsored by Diesel Extreme in Mocan. Premier Alignment, your premier alignment and service company in Billings, established November 23, with a gold ring top-notch service and products to Southeast Montana. Premier Alignment is proud sponsor and partner with industry leaders like MD Alignment and Hot Shot Secret. They're committed to providing the honest and reliable service you deserve. They save you time and money with their mobile truck alignment service, because they come to you. Premier Alignment is the only authorized and trained MD alignment shop in the Southeast Montana area. Trust the best for your truck alignment needs at Premier Alignment. So Tim McKenzie lined up. Truly appreciative of all the extra effort Tim has put into having tonight's sled pull, providing a lot of assistance to ensure that we have a good pull here on Friday night of the Big Sky Truck Fest in the NHRDA Chase for the Championship, broadcasting across the world on Diesel TV. So T-Mac trying to roll out a good one. Tim McKenzie will not be enough to get to the lead as Garrett Bullock, that 330-foot full pull plus in the 1-ton Dodge from Melstone. That's such a good run of that GH Diesel LS Industrial Honda excavating ride. What I would call the first and only legitimate full pull of the evening. Merle Buckler is coming up from Billings. We've seen this truck down the track earlier. It's called the Flying Squirrel. Sponsored by Millennium Construction, Inland Truck Parts, Town and Country, Beyond the Box, Payovic Drywall, Ratco, American Concrete, T&E, and S&P. Helping out Merle and the Flying Squirrel. Number to beat in this class is still Garrett Bullock in a 330-foot full pull plus. Merle was much more patient on the line than he was. Oh! That is a whole lot like my high school dates. Start up with a big head of steam and then don't. So unfortunately for Merle, he was a little more patient off the start, tried to get that thing to spool up. But then you just see that absolutely the spool went away in a puff of white smoke. So it would only be a 99.9er for Merle, 99.9. Garrett Bullock still leading at a 330.91. We are down to the last two hooks here in the Outlaw Diesel class. This is Steve Hayes. Hayes in the 3/4 ton Dodge. The way he would have wanted. 238.17 feet on that pass for Steve Hayes. That's going to keep him off of the top spot as Garrett Bullock is still holding on to that with one more hook to go. So Garrett Bullock is trying to hold on to it. The Donald Philippi, the last one in class to get a hook here in our Outlaw Diesel class before we change over to the 3.0 Diesel class. So remember the first in class. So our 3.0 class, Cale Commerzal, a little ahead of himself, got excited to go hooking and pulling. We do have that re-hook. Remember, the first in class was Donald Philippi. He did not like the way that the sled was set. He had a 290.28 foot pull. That would have him in the number 2 spot right now when it goes to the payout line, because Garrett Bullock has went 330.91. So somehow Donald needs to find 40 feet more than he had in his original hook at the start of this class. Garrett Bullock is trying to hold on to the win at a milestone. The Dodge 6.7 GH Diesel LS Industrial and Baylock Construct Excavating. Leading is Donald Philippi from Judah to the Gap. 3/4 ton Dodge, 290.2 on his initial hook. Needs to be better than 330.9. .34. So he went backwards from his original 290. Started 290 with 262. Go! heard a little bit of chatter out of race control that Merle Beckler might be coming back in the Flying Squirrel in this class. We'll wait and see if we see the Flying Squirrel roll out or if we are now going to transition to the 3.0 diesel class. If so, Cale Camerzal would lead us out from East Helena in the 1-ton Power Stroke Ford. Remember, the bonfire will go as long as there's bonfire attendees tonight, even at the conclusion of sled pulls. Beer garden will stay open. Bonfire will keep burning. So you guys can enjoy a fantastic Friday night here at the Yellowstone Drag Strip, part of the Big Sky Truck Fest weekend. Featuring tomorrow's Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series. From the Sportsman through the Pro Show, some of the fastest diesels on Earth, some of the best drag racers in the world will be right here at the Yellowstone Drag Strip tomorrow. So it looks like Merle Beckler is going to roll the Flying Squirrel. Just seeing him come out of the hot pit into the queue. Looks like he's going to try to make his hook. The number to beat is still 330.91. At the conclusion of this, we'll either have a different name atop the leaderboard or the one that has held it for the majority of this session in our Outlaw diesel class before we go to the final class of the night, which is our 3.0 diesel class, indicative of the inlet size on the turbo. 3.0, 5 hooks in that class. So the Flying Squirrel, sponsored by Millennium Construction and Inland Truck Parts, Town and Country, Beyond the Box, Pavic Drywall, Ratco, American Concrete, T&E, and S&P. Behind the dude out of Billings and Merle Beckler, the Flying Squirrel. Got him out right here in his last hook, and the thing gave way. Will it be enough? Can the Flying Squirrel go to the top of the leaderboard? Need to be better than 330.9. Merle and the Flying Squirrel go 3:02.4. So 3:02.4 will give him a respectable top 2 finish, but our winner in Outlaw diesel class will be Garrett Bullock. At the conclusion of this 3.0 diesel category, we will need all of our winners. All winners from classes tonight in the sled pull will need to come down and meet us by the beer trailer at the finish line end of the pulling field. So we should have Richard Walker, Kelly Ronning, Andy Kober, Seth Christensen, Hayden Johnson, Garrett Bullock meeting us by the beer trailer for the award ceremony and winner's circle in your diesel TV time. One more class to go. Cale Camerzall leading us out here in the 3.0 diesel class. So we are rolling into the last class of the night. There are 5 hooks total in this 3.0 diesel class. Leading us out is Cale Camerzall, the Power Stroke Ford. Once again, we do need all of our winners, all class winners. Would you please meet us at the beer trader at the conclusion of this class? Once this class is done, we'd like to have all of our winners at the beer trader. We'll get you some diesel TV time, award ceremony, winner's circle at the conclusion of the 3.0 class for all class winners at the sled pull tonight. The Haymakers Diesel Performance winner circle coming to life at the conclusion of class 3.0. Cale Camerzall trying to post a number here to make everybody chase him, try to get to that diesel TV time. Also an official distance of 257.7, 257.7 for Cale in the 1-ton Power Stroke Ford. But remember, he is first in class. He has first right of refusal. He could come back at the tail end of this run order. Right now, the number to beat, 257.7. So Tim McKenzie in the 95 Dodge, the 3/4 ton named Pinky. Sponsored by Diesel Extreme and Mocan Containers. So McKenzie, we've seen him out here earlier in that 2012 Dodge, now getting back into the 95 Dodge named Pinky. Looks more like it's been tough truck racing instead of sled pulling as it rolls to the line for T-Mac. Number to beat right now, 257.7. Would it be a full pull for T-Mac? 304.05. One of the legitimate full pulls here at the end game of the night. Good on you, T-Mac. Getting old Pinky way down track. Looks like Jordan Lewis. A Bad Habit Dodge. Sponsored by Power Driven Diesel, Custom Collision Repair, and the Shanty Bar for the 5.9 liter, 3/4 ton Ram. Jordan Lewis needs to be better than a 304.05 foot pull, meaning he's got to have a full pull if he wants to get into the winner's circle, courtesy of Haymakers Diesel Performance, and get some diesel TV time and the hardware that goes along with winning the sled pull. The Montana Pullers Association and Haymakers Diesel Performance putting together the sled pull in the Big Sky Truck Fest Friday night. Diesel drag racing from the everyday grocery kit and sportsman class through the best big rig diesels in the world, the hot rod semis of Gord Cooper and Mario Manetti. Gord Cooper currently holds the elapsed time world record in the hot rod semi class. Mario Manetti owns the mile per hour world record. Two dudes from north of the border. A healthy competitive rivalry between these two guys. Will be interesting to see how things shake out between Smoking Guns and the Beast. Saturday of the Big Sky Truck Fest, the Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series, and the NHRDA Chase for the Championship. Starts right here tomorrow morning. Competitor gates open at 8 a.m., tech open at 9, drivers meeting at 10:30, opening ceremonies at 11. By 11:10, we're into qualifying. After that, we run through 3 rounds of qualifying, into the eliminators, start crowning champions. Tomorrow there will be a show and shine, pickup truck show and shine, bobtail and combo. Winners will be on Diesel TV. Coming down the track comes Jordan Lewis, the Bad Habit Dodge. Chops the throttle at a 214.01, 214.01 for Jordan Lewis. So T-Mac, Tim McKenzie, and Pinky holding the lead here in the 3.0 class. So our current leader, Tim McKenzie, drove his, well, this is a 95 Dodge to the lead, and Pinky now comes out of the 2012 one-ton Dodge, sponsored by Diesel Extreme and Mocan Containers, claimed 700 horsepower for the 2012er. So T-Mac from Billings trying to go 1-2. Here comes Tim McKenzie, the 2012 Dodge. He is the leader in his other truck named Pinky. 95er. 260.31 for T-Mac in the 12 Dodge. So Pinky holds on to the lead with only one hook left. Stephen Ray from Shepherd in the Purple People Eater. So the Purple People Eater trying to eat old Pinky. So we do need to have our class winners making their way to the beer trader, please, for the Diesel TV time in the Haymaker Diesel Performance Winner's Circle for sled pulls. Street Stock winner Richard Walker, Super Stock winner Kelly Ronning, Modified Gas winner Andy Kober, Work Stock winner Seth Christensen, Mod Diesel winner Hayden Johnson, Outlaw Diesel winner Garrett Bullock. And then it comes down to either Tim McKenzie in the 3-0 or Stephen Ray. Will it be Pinky or Purple People Eater? Bonfire is roaring. Grab yourself an ice cold adult beverage, a frozen daiquiri or a frozen margarita, or a fistful of twisted teas, beverages like beers. Water ain't no fun on our Friday night. We'll stand around and stare at the fire, just don't fall in it. So the Purple People Eater, Stephen Ray. 5-9 Cummins, sponsored by LS Industries, GH Diesel, Haymaker Performance. And a thanks to Ryan Milliken. 1-ton Dodge with a 5.9 claimed 1,000 horsepower for Stephen Ray. Trying to run down Tim McKenzie and Pinky that has a claimed 900 horsepower. So will the additional 100 acclaimed horse make the difference? Will we see a full pull to conclude the night? Gonna have to be. McKenzie went 304.05. So Stephen Ray has to put one together in the last hook of the night. Green flag up, green light on. Black smoke rolling. Don't. Well, it looks like he would be short. .117 feet, .80. So that will do it. The 117.80 did not get her load before the 100. I was saying 75 earlier. Every pulling operation and association kind of changes between 75 and 100. They recognize 100 feet at the Montana Pullers Association. Unable to get her load before that, so he was 117.8, meaning Tim McKenzie and Pinky will be the winner in the 3.0 class. Beer Trainer is still open. The Napa Pavilion Beer Garden is open with a bonfire, ice cold adult beverages, frozen drinks. Food booth is still open. Winner's Circle, courtesy of Haymaker's Diesel Performance, coming up. Class winners should be joining us down by the Beer Trainer for your Diesel TV interviews, please. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, opening things up with the Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series. Competitor gates open at 8. Tech Open at 9. Drivers meeting 10:30. Opening ceremonies 11. And by 11:10, we're drag racing through the qualifiers and the eliminators and crown a Big Sky Truck Fest champion. To all of the competitors and all the folks that have turned out for tonight's sled pull, thanks for coming. Don't forget, the Napa Pavilion Beer Garden is open. The bonfire is raging. They'll keep that thing lit until everybody wants to enjoy themselves, decides they had enough. Food booth is open. My name is Scott with the NHRDA. We're going to go downstairs and do our Diesel TV award ceremony in the Haymaker Diesel Performance Winner's Circle. Until tomorrow, enjoy the evening. It's just about awards time. Once again, if we get all of our class winners down by the beer trader at the end of the 300-foot pulling field, all class winners, it is time to receive your awards in the Haymakers Diesel Performance Winner's Circle and get your Diesel TV time. All class winners, please join us by the beer trader momentarily. Need all of our class winners. All class winners. If you'd make your way over by the beer booth, please. By the beer trader, all class winners. Welcome to the winner's circle as we're done with our sled pull competition for the night. The very first guy joining me here in the winner's circle is going to be Richard Walker in our straight stock gas class. One of the only of the two trucks that had a legitimate 400 foot plus pull. In fact, you went at 413 feet, 0.17. Then there was some switcheroos, things that we done with the sled to try to get things a little bit more normalized. Typically in sled pull, 300 feet is the mark that the sled's trying to set. So everybody's got that full pull and then the floating finish line to determine winners. But 413 feet, that's not too bad in a K30.
Yeah, it's a truck I've had since I was a sophomore in high school. It's something I daily drive still. It's licensed and insured. It'll go home, it'll get put back together, and it'll go right back to work.
Well, a work truck is what it's all about. That keeps it fun, it keeps it interesting. But a 2.5 hour drive, that's pretty steep here on a Friday night to look at. But the win, that's going to make it nice. Take the hardware, take the good stuff from Hot Shot Secret.
Yeah, it's definitely something we like doing. It's worth coming. We'll definitely be here again.
How about sponsors? Who makes it possible?
My wife's a big one that lets me do it every time we come out here. And then I've got a couple sponsors back home. Mechanical Masters got me here this weekend. And I've got the Snap-on guy down there that's always keeping us supplied with tools, and he gets us here.
Well, we'll hope to see him back here in 2025 to defend his championship. Richard Walker, our street stock gas class winner. And here comes the hardware. Joining me now is our winner in the modified gas class, Andy Comer, in the Never Enough Ford. Was that the two-tone? Good-looking old Ford, the 82. I grew up in a 1970 3/4-ton four-wheel drive. Yours is the next generation past that, square headlights. I hated it when they made that change, but they've evolved over the years. So it's kind of nice to get out here on a Friday night. It was good air for pulling.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was really good air, good track. Yep, everything worked good.
I did notice the track, it held together very well. A lot of times in the summer months like this, we can get kind of duffy, but the Montana Port Association, they did a good job on the track.
Yes, they did. Yep, and Mother Nature kept it cool enough for us, so we were good.
You know, it's been hot where I'm from, up there in the Idaho-Washington border, Coeur d'Alene area. It's been so hot, so when I got out of the car here, I was like, ooh, this is going to be a good weekend. So, sponsors and family make a difference?
What's that?
Do sponsors and family make a difference to be able to get out and play?
Oh, yeah, I'm my own sponsor, and my wife lets me do it, so we're good.
Folks, he is our modified gas class winner, Andy Comer, and his truck, Never Enough. The winner in our work stock diesel class, Seth Christensen. Seth, 266 feet. There was only two of you guys in class, but it takes two to race, right?
Yep,
Had fun?
exactly.
Now it's bonfire and beer time?
Even more better.
Even more better. So what is home is Park City and Old Blue. How did Old Blue get its name? Just because it's old and blue?
It's got 500-some thousand miles on it, and I've had it forever.
500 and some thousand. That means it's about halfway. It's middle age.
Exactly. It's about wore out now.
Oh, you get her in the shop, get her tuned up, she'll go another 400,000 or 500,000.
I'd have to.
How about sponsors, family, friends that make it possible for you?
Diesel Extreme and Christensen Red Angus.
Christensen Red Angus. He is our work stock diesel class winner, Seth Christensen and Old Blue. Hey, well, we've got one more guy that's going to come for his winter interview. My name is Scott Heaton with the NHRDA. I'm joined by Randy Cole. Randy, tomorrow's going to be cool because already in the parking lot, Mario's out there in the Beast. Gord is out there and smoking guns. I mean, kind of alluding to the fact that there's a healthy competitive rivalry between those two guys, and some might say a little bad blood.
I wouldn't say that, but Calgary versus Edmonton. One holds mile per hour, one holds the W, or the ET, can't even talk. So, but no, tomorrow's gonna be off the chain, right? So I don't know if you all heard out there, Ryan Milliken's out here. That's why you saw a bunch of guys out testing today. Ryan, with his keyboard, has magically made everything go faster. Donovan Harris just had a personal best. He went 480 at 156, I think, today. So tomorrow's gonna be off the chain on drag racing.
So we're going to go from the sportsman class all the way through the pro show. And the sportsman class, super diesel class, those are going to be hotly contested all year long. And the three hitters are going to be on property Lane Wright is currently leading points in Sportsman. The defending, reigning national and world champion Robin Ridgway will be here. And, of course, Robbie Bowermaster is back in the game. He took a little bit of time away from the NHRDA diesel drag racing from Hot Shot Secret. He came back with a vengeance last year, and he wants those titles.
So the spoiler, did you hear the spoiler?
I did not.
So the local kid, I forget his name, he is leading the points here in the truck category at Yellowstone Drag Strip. He's got several perfect reaction times, so he looked up, he says, you got some heavy hitters, but I'm the spoiler here at Yellowstone, so we'll see if he can take out the top 3. That would be unbelievable.
Tomorrow morning, we're going to kick things off. Everybody will join us on Diesel TV and enjoy a fantastic day of drag racing here at the Yellowstone Drag Strip. Sled pull tonight, always fun. Unfortunately, we had some major breakage on one of the guys. I always feel horrible when somebody's got most likely a daily driver that is absolutely going to have to go to the parts store, into the shop. Lots of fixing to be done.
It is. So I don't think he's coming. So we're going to sign off. So tomorrow, guys, gates open at 8 a.m. Qualifying starts at 11. We got food vendors. It's going to be an awesome day. Show and shine, pickups, semi-trucks. Why am I doing this? You're the
It's going to be fun. Get out here or follow us along on Diesel TV. Remember, the vendors are going to be open. Hot Shot Secret is here. It is a Hot Shot Secret Diesel Drag Racing Series. The NHRDA chase for the championship. After Montana, it just comes down to the World Finals in Texas. Till tomorrow morning, I'm Scott. He's Randy. See ya.
Head to WatchPTTV.com, the new 100% free PowerTube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.
The NHRDA World Finals returns to the Texas Motorplex on September 13th and 14th. Friday night is drag racing qualifying plus big rig light show. Saturday is the Hot Shots Secret Drag Racing Series plus truck show and dyno competition. Great family event and weekend camping is available. Ticket sales and event info at NHRDA.com. September 13th and 14th, the NHRDA World Finals.